Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, and this is his 9th film. I considered his 10th, but hey, he counts Kill Bill 1 and 2 as one movie, and that's him. This movie tells the story of an actor and his stuntmen, Rick Dalton, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and Cliff Booth, played by Brad Pitt, as they go around Hollywood in the year 1969 as an industry they hardly recognize anymore, as the times are changing and the golden era of Hollywood is slowly slipping away. They try to find work, and it's a struggle for them because of the past actions of these two characters. Also, Sharon Tate plays a role in the film, as it is called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, as the set locations are all real, but the shows and the characters are fake. Take it what the movie takes inspiration from, such as an appearance from someone portraying Bruce Lee or Margot Robbie portraying Sharon Tate. I didn't know what to expect from this movie because one thing, I didn't know what the central plot was about besides Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt playing an actor and a stuntman going around Hollywood. I knew I was going to expect Quentin Tarantino traits in films such as a bunch of feet and non-linear storytelling, but I wasn't sure what the plot would bring, and I was very surprised by what was actually going on because there's a lot of deep meaning to these characters in the movie. Rick Dalton is struggling as an actor as his past actions had canceled a show and he's struggling to find work, and what is being reached out to him he doesn't want to do because it's considered bad business for him. And Cliff Booth relies on Rick Dalton because he is his stuntman. Without Rick, he doesn't have someone to work with. And he also has past actions of him as well that people are skeptical about. I had a blast with this movie. This movie is just downright fun. From the very first second to the very last, I was smiling, I was laughing, and I was in shock because this movie is very surprising. So go into it as blind as you can. The only negative I really have about the movie is Quentin Tarantino's trait of red herring, whereas something doesn't seem important at first and you question why it's there until the very end where it comes back into the plot. And this red herring being the character of Sharon Tate. I wasn't sure why she was here in the first place. I wasn't sure what role she had in the movie because the film follows Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth. But besides that, I really enjoyed this movie. I love what Quentin Tarantino did. He is one of my biggest inspirations because he knows how to direct well. He knows how to direct action scenes. He knows how to direct dialogue. What I love most about him is that there are scenes that can seem uneventful to people, but because of his directing style, because of how he knows when to cut from one shot to another in long conversations between characters, it's interesting. He writes very good dialogue, and Quentin Tarantino excels at long conversation scenes and them not being boring. He's really good at that. I'm not sure how accurate this movie is to Hollywood 1969, but everything looked good. Everything looked old-fashioned, everything looked old school, and whoever worked on production design did a fantastic job. Everything looked authentic, to me at least, to my knowledge. All of the music, the soundtrack is really good too. There's a lot of good music choices in here that really help amplify the scenes that are going on. It really makes you feel as if you're in there, you're in 1969 Hollywood. What really makes the film work in the end is the relationship between Rick and Cliff, because they depend on each other. One doesn't want to leave the other, and the other doesn't want to leave one. And their bond is really good. You really feel as if they're really good friends. They hang out with each other despite one having to drive around the other. Their relationship really made this movie feel genuine, and the emotions that you can feel from these characters. I don't really feel a lot of emotion when it comes to Quentin Tarantino movies. Like, I don't feel sad or anything, but this movie genuinely made me feel sad because of how these characters interact with each other in specific scenes, and especially the ending of the movie, which is very surprising. Probably one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino endings. This really surprised me because I didn't know a lot about what was going on in the movie, and at specific points in the movie, I was thinking, why are they showing this? You know, Quentin Tarantino's red herring doesn't seem important at first until the very end, where everything comes together. There's narration, there's a lot of messing around with time, and people can say that it's old and it's bland or whatever, but it's always entertaining. He knows how to do this very well. I really wish I would have seen this movie in a theater because it just looks gorgeous. Everything looks amazing. Every shot, every sequence is just beautiful to look at. I don't know a lot about the history of Hollywood. Funny because I'm a film student, but I'm still learning, and there were a lot of things that I didn't know about at first. Like, I wasn't sure what specific things were. And after the movie, I did some research and I was like, oh, that's what that was. I'm not going to say what it is specifically, but it doesn't make you feel stupid if you don't know specific things. Like, I didn't know that the film was going to have blank. My issues with this film are very minimal. I loved almost everything about this movie, and I really want to watch it again. The 2.5 hour runtime doesn't irk me because every scene is entertaining. I was never going, I don't like this. I don't like this, because Quentin Tarantino is really one of the greatest filmmakers right now. He excels at his formula. He excels at entertaining people. And I really dug this movie, and I can't wait to watch it again with more people. In the end, I'm going to give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood an A. Thanks for watching this review. I'll have my review for The Lighthouse up very soon. I'm going to watch that. I can't wait. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell me what you thought about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Did you like it? Did you not? Hit the like button, share with a friend who saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and be back for more enjoyable content like this. Bye.